Good day, everybody. I hope you're doing great, whether you're watching the video live or this is a recording. I'm so happy you're here. And as I don't know if the word is celebrate, but as we acknowledge and reflect on Eating Disorder Recovery Week, I want to remind you a couple things before we jump into the video and get started. Good morning, Bev. I know you were patiently waiting for me. Is that I'm giving away, and Linda, hello, good morning. I'm glad you're here watching. Is that I want everybody who's watching now to put in the time right now, put the time in that you are seeing on your screen, because I'm giving away 5 of these in recognition of somebody who basically was relentless about recovery. And so she wrote a book about it. Of all the ups and downs about it, I'm giving away 5 of these. So please put in the time stamp right this second. So if it's 9:39, 9 whatever, great. Thank you, Megan. And you will be getting a copy of this. I'll send it out to you. Please, anybody, don't put your address on Facebook here, or a messenger. Email me at tracybrownrd@gmail.com. Put that below. Now, everybody, if you don't get a little gift, I'm also going to put a link below for a gift as well for everybody. Thank you, Linda. That'll be great. So everybody will get a little treat today. Just for being willing to say, I'm taking time for myself to reflect. So this video is going to be about Linda and Bev. I'll be sending you a book as well. Please email me your addresses and I'll send this out to you, okay? And I'll probably be able to get that out this weekend if I get everybody wrangled in here. Anyway, so I have 2 more to give away, by the way, so I'm looking for some more times to pop up here. All right. I want you all to be thinking about as you're watching this video. Do this first with your fear. So wherever you are, especially if you're seated, I know that you can't do this if you're driving, if you're watching this. I hope you're not watching and driving. Please be careful. But if you're listening and driving, I want you to find your feet. So I want you to take every little pad off every toe on your right foot and notice how your pinky toe, the next one meets the surface of your sock or your shoe or the floor, and then the ball of your foot and your heel. And do that on the other side, your right foot. And I'm making an assumption that we both have right if you have both your feet. If you don't, do the one you have. But both feet, all the pads of your toes, the ball of your foot, and your heel. And find where that makes contact. And notice how whatever surface is there is holding you up. That's what I know that we forget sometimes. And if people who are watching live, please put your time stamp in when you're watching this live, because some of you are going to be getting everybody's going to be getting some free stuff, free gifts today. But there were 5 of you going to win copies of this recovery book that I'm going to send out via mail to my email address. So make sure you go back and watch the whole thing. So anyway, I want you to notice how we do forget this sometimes, that something is holding us up. Literally, if it feels like nothing is there for you, this floor is holding you up and you're not going to fall through. So if you get scared about taking big food risk or letting it go, like sometimes when I thought, it's funny, the very thing I thought was like making my health better was actually making it worse. And the very thing that made my health better was letting go. And what that means is, like, I was trying just very ardently to like control the food and the food groups and do it right. And it made me actually eat less healthy. And definitely I was a mental and emotional wreck. Hi, good morning, Emily. And so when I let go, when I just ate the cookies for breakfast, when I ate the leftovers for Chinese for breakfast, when I ate the breakfast for dinner, when I didn't try to get it all right and I just ate what I wanted. And it wasn't a free-for-all of like eating until I got sick, though that happens sometimes in early recovery too. It wasn't that it didn't matter, it's that I had to honor that there's something underneath me. And if I couldn't connect with my body and trust my body at that time, at least I could trust that this floor was going to hold me up. Whether it's the concrete that's underneath your floorboards or whatever, you're not going to fall to the pit of the earth if you don't control your food. If you don't binge, it might feel really, really, really uncomfortable not to binge or purge, and you just lay on the floor and let the floor hold you up. But I want you to remember that when you feel like I just can't like do the thing that I know what I need to do, it's like maybe you can, and maybe this floor can hold you up. So I just want to remind you, when fear feels like that's all there is, that's in our minds. And maybe it's coming from our body too, but usually up, maybe from our gut up. It's just really important to recognize that there's something there for us. There will be something there for you, even if you're feeling the worst you ever felt because you weigh the most you've ever weighed. Maybe you weigh the most you've ever weighed, and you're like finally like deciding like, I'm gonna like not doing anything about this. But there's nothing wrong with me. This is maybe exactly what needs to happen at this point in my recovery. I weigh this much to learn how to eat, get accurate signals on hunger and fullness, and to give myself some time and space to get to know what's happening inside this body. And know that this ground is going to hold me up if that's all I have. So I wonder, I have some time, and I wonder if anybody has any questions about their own journey, some things they'd like to hear from me about my own journey. I shared a lot of videos this week and some emotional stuff, and there will be more to come. I'm going to start dripping out more content around some of, I don't always share all the ugly stuff. And I'm going to share more of that, not because I was withholding it, but I was trying to just actually be more hopeful. Like, this is what you're working for, and this is why, and how we do it. But I do want to share that, I've eaten out of garbage cans. I have eaten disgusting concoctions of things out of the name of health, and it wasn't about health. It was about fear. And it was about feeling like, well, this is something I can do. This is something that's filling my time, so I'm not feeling the things that feel overwhelming. And the only way I got out of that stuff, I'll be really honest, is relationship. Connecting with sources that could hear this without judgment, without saying, oh, well, if you just do this or do that, you'll be fine. It's like, no. What I really needed is somebody to really just be there. And the floor can just be there. That's all you have this second. But I highly encourage you to be in relationship in situations where people can really see and hear you, and you don't feel too much. And that's really important. So thank you all so much. I will be posting some little goodies here, either the next few minutes after I hop off or later today. So please make sure you come back if I didn't get it done in the next 2 seconds after I can hang up. But I want everybody to know that all your journeys are, it's almost like there's no right way to be in a relationship, in recovery. There's no way to do it right. I mean, there are some things that expedite your process. Okay, so Linda says, I realize I don't trust my body. Tips. Well, you have to have a relationship with anything to trust it, right? So what feels like what barriers do you have right now, Linda, to feeling like inside yourself can't be trusted? What barriers do you have? Is it feeling like, well, I can't trust a body that's this size, or I just haven't done it in forever, or, truthfully, I just don't slow down enough to notice, I kind of think I'm done with that, or no, I think I want that. Or it's like, I don't really slow down to get the food I need in the house, or those are the things you got to be asking is time. A lot of times, I have my group, and there's a big time commitment because recovery is a time commitment. It's like I put out lots of content. Do people watch it? And worksheets, do people do them and reflect on them? Coaching videos, do we take those? Can we take in that nourishment and the people who want to be there for you? Same thing with one-on-one sessions. Do we come to them, when we can, and take it all in and take the risk from those? It is time. It truly is. But so was dieting. So was hating our bodies. So was consuming things in media and taking what people say that are toxic. It's all time. And so can we say, you know what? I am going to shut the door to some of the things that make me feel bad, that disembody me, and really focus on the resources that build me up, that make me know that I'm okay to be here and that I'm welcome here. Or maybe that's the issue. I don't know where I'm welcome. I haven't discerned that yet. So I don't know if that helps you, Linda. I mean, from a food perspective, the simplest thing I can say is checking in with hunger and fullness. How hungry am I? How full am I? Did I eat what I wanted? Did I get full but not satisfied? How do I know inside? How much food time I might get full, but am I still thinking about food? Okay, well, that tells me there's some dissatisfaction or deprivation or fear about being full and satisfied. There's something going on there that needs to be explored. So thank you for asking that question. It's an awesome question. And I could go on and on for like 3 hours about that. So does anybody else have anything before I hop off that I'd be happy to answer? Yeah, that makes sense. If you haven't trusted your body in a long time, so think about that. If you haven't trusted your body in 1 year, 10 years, 50 years, it's just a matter of like, okay, what can I do right now? What can I do the next hour? What can I do the next hour after that to rebuild this relationship with myself? Do I check in? How are you doing, darling? Are you tired? Do you have to go to the bathroom? Are you thirsty? Do you want to be doing what you're doing? Do you want to be eating what you're eating? Is something missing? Do I need some fun? This is how we build relationship. This is how we learn to self-soothe, is by something being attuned to us over and over and over again. And that's the bottom line answer. And I think that's probably a really good place to end this video today is, are we giving ourselves hundreds and thousands of experiences on a weekly basis to be attuned to? So thank you all so much for watching. I will be sending out these books for the people who put their timestamps. And for everybody else, there'll be some other goodie too. All right. Thank you all so much. Next week, I'm going to be talking about, for lack of a better word, things that make us feel really uncomfortable being in diet culture. So triggers. So whether it is, I feel triggered when people are going on diets around me or when they talk about other things. We're going to talk about that stuff next week. And so if you have any things you want to add to that, for some support, please let me know the things that bother you, and we will talk through maybe how come and what we're going to do about it. So thank you all so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Thank you, Jill.